Slaughter. Like, it's just, I'm really surprised. Maybe are they worried about Masteros as like Bloodseeker or something, but not banning the Slaughter.
Slaughter is like, it's just a very solid pick, right? And the other thing that I'm a little worried about now, you know, you've got the Slaughter who's eventually going to get a Blink Dagger. You've got the Lion that's probably going to get a Blink Dagger. And you've got the catch coming from Fearless that's going to, you know, enable you to at least get that initial Searing Chains off. Who is going to be standing in on the front lines to do any sort of push for South build? Pango doesn't want to hit towers. Enryu doesn't really want to do it. Storm Spirit, are you serious? Are you going to be standing there as a Storm Spirit hitting a tower? And an Anti-Mage, probably not either, because, you know, until you're really like at least 5 slotted, you're pretty damn squishy. So I feel like South build's lineup is 100% focused around getting pickoffs and then transitioning that into getting objectives. But they cannot just stand behind someone and look to get objectives like this Motivate lineup can. You know, those 2 items that are coming through on the Jackie Medusa is going to enable them to do that. And then if they commit too heavily, like we've been talking about, the Lion and the Slaughter can come into effect.
Yeah, definitely. I wonder if we're going to see Enryu have to go for like a later Blink Dagger this game just so he can be that frontline. And because you do kind of have the Pango that can provide a way to jump in, you know, the Storm Spirit as well with the Zip, but this is a incredibly important series for either team. Motivate currently undefeated. They haven't even dropped a map just yet, and South Build Esports, they're on 3 wins and 1 loss. So the first place versus second place, Danog with game 1's draft now complete. Is there a side we're favoring heading into this one?
I'd say just because of that Slaughter getting let through, I'd go with Motivate.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I think the Slaughter pick is really could be that X factor here against the Anti-Mage. What about the Ember though? Because we saw as soon as the Ember get picked up, like it was question marks, I think, against the Storm Spirit. Is there a playstyle that Fearless is looking to play? Like it looks like he's going to sacrifice his laning stage, but is he just going to make as much space as possible?
I feel like that's the thing, right? And it's going to be really important for them to start, like... See, the thing with South Built lineup is with this Anti-Mage even, but with a Storm Spirit and a Grimstroke combination, if you lose your towers on Motivate, you're very vulnerable to being able to be, you know, jumped on, ganked, and they're going to be able to use that to transition into more towers. It's just about getting that initial tower. So I feel like Fearless is going to be playing in this way that's just going to try and keep waves shoved out as much as possible, because Slaughter doesn't do it, Lion doesn't do it, Elder Titan doesn't do it. So I'm going to want to see him go into something that's going to be able to deal with the lanes. I mean, he's got an Orb of Corrosion queued up, but I want to see a pretty damn early Maelstrom from him.
Bot? I kind of like this play, actually. I don't think Radiant... Yeah, he's going to be able to get it. Nice play from a bot, so that's a free bounty for him. At least Radiant will still get 2. They got both the river ones, but...
Get back
nice
here.
Little sneaky maneuvers. Ooh.
Nah, it's nothing. Oh, forces the blink, though.
Double stun. So they've got Q and Slaughter playing in the lane, and then we got Lion Axe, which is a person that I've been really impressed with every performance that we've seen from Motivate. He's just been stock standard so far.
Yeah. Are you a little disappointed that Lion Axe isn't playing the Lion?
Like, kind of. It's your name. Like, you have to... What are you doing here? If your name's Lion Axe and there's a Lion as a hero and you don't play him when you have the opportunity, like... I feel like that's a bit disappointing, right?
Can he play the 5 axe as well? You know, I'd accept that.
Ooh. 5 axe. I know there was there was some guy in North America pubs that was just playing the 5. I think it was, what was his name? Like manly position 5 axe player or something like that. I know he's around for a while. Maybe Lion Axe can do that.
I feel like it's kind of a prerequisite to be, you know, at least in your own mind, a manly player if you're going to be maining that axe. Look at Sumail, he is taking out. It's lucky that he's got that.
Is he
venom
dead actually? He's got another Astral.
I think it's worth it to pop it. Yeah. Oh, very nice. He tried to go there for the creep camp, but it's been blocked up quite nicely. It's an observer ward though, so if they do look to get that D ward off, Sumail. Still getting done.
It's going to be a lot of damage. Yeah, he got the creep wave. That's just the swashbuckle.
No, he's there. Maybe if they had fortified, they would have gone for that, but obviously still too early.
We take a look at the bot lanes, a lot of harassment early, but top as well with Masros and Q. See Slardar's already off to a good start, and this is a bit worrisome because the issue is Slardar early on at the early levels, you're not the strongest, but once you get your level 3, you see that spike really come through with an extra point in the bash. So this is just a lane that's going to continue to get really difficult for a bot.
Yeah, of course, and with the bash, like, it's not mana dependent, right? So even if anti-mage starts right-clicking you, you're going to get the better end of the trades every single time. And you can see Masros, he's leaving his bash of the deep hit until the absolute very last minute, so that whenever a bot comes in to get a last hit, he is going to take a good amount of damage in return.
Yeah, they're going to harass him now. You see, he's got a commitment to try and get that range creep CS, but it's going to force a bot to at least take about half of his health pool there. That's just such awareness from Motivate, and they also had the ward that saw Zenki fall back to try and pull the wave, and that's just utilizing the commitment of the anti-mage to their wellness there. As take a look mid, Phyllis, he's having a pretty good time as well. He's already got the bottle picked up by the water rune timing, and got a lot of creeps coming under the tower too.
Man, he's doing a damn good job in this mid lane. Just, honestly, he nearly got Bob with a solo kill just before as we were watching the top side. Is he going to come out to him next? I mean, he's just still putting a little bit more points into the magic stick. Obviously, similar to like a Batrider lane, you're always going to be spamming out those static remnants, so why not? This allows you to harass constantly.
He's going to lose the Flame Guard soon, though. Yeah, Bob. Nice use of the value point in the chains there, though. He's got 2 bottles still, and we'll see. He's also got a bounty still up on the high ground for Fearless.
Yeah. He used the Fairy Fire and the Water Rune, though, to be able to survive that. Masros, top side. He's taking a little bit of damage, but so is a bot.
I mean, it's just like the anti-mage is a hero that wants to get like such a fast battle fury timing, and the issue is in this lane matchup is that you have to go predominantly all your gold spent on resources just to stay afloat. He's even running around to try and get the ring of health, and Q's like, okay, like if I just zap all your mana, how do you reset now when the starter gets aggressive? So it's a little bit of his own treatment there, burning the mana.
Yeah, of course. At least he's able to pick up the Ring of Health now, so it enables a little bit more of this, jungling style. He can tank up a few more of those harassment hits in the lane. There's still a lot to deal with, and with that 2 points in the Bash of the Deep, that is a ton of damage that's being pumped out onto a bot here. He's just threatening, standing there menacingly.
Nope.
They found the Grim.
Masros has got a Bash available. Now Q, with the help of the Slardar chain lockdown, Zenki, one more hit from the Bash. And they're going to be able to pick up first blood here for Motivate at the top side. Their lanes are going incredibly well. And I think the lane that we were a bit worried about was mid, but take a look. It's just Fearless knowing the matchup and playing it to perfection, honestly, it looks like.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm a little surprised, honestly, that, you're being bullied out somewhat by the Zelda Titan. You don't want to leave, of course, Enryu just to get the business given to him, but I feel like Samael could have potentially made a bit of a rotation through to mid to make his life a bit easier. He's going to go in onto Jackie here. And next, though, he's got those 2 points now in the Astral Spirit. You got to be really careful. Even a Centaur's going to take the damage. That's the rotation I was wanting, though.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to see a lot of plays come through from the Grimstroke and also the Storm Spirit throughout the early stage of this game. Just the ink swell into the zip on, it's kind of their only real way. I guess you can use swashbuckle, but that's going to be swashbuckling in on top of someone can always be a bit difficult for a Pangolier. So we'll see how Bob and also Zenki are able to play in the next 5 minutes or so.
I think they pinged out the fact that there was this the Observer Ward here. The Sentry going to do double effectiveness. I mean, that's the
stupendous.
It's like a silver lining, right? The Grimstroke gives up the first blood top, but that it allows him to TP mid, refill the bottle, and be part of the gank onto the mid lane. So it kind of recovers one of their lanes, but it came at the cost, of course, of just enabling Masros to have a really good start.
Yeah, and you already see the stacks that Q is starting to create around the triangle camp. They're just going to put a lot of emphasis on the Medusa. And Motivate really have a good lineup to also protect the stacks, like someone with an Elder Titan, the Ember that can get involved early as well. And you take a look at the vision, though. Like, Dire are aware of this, and they already do have a ward kind of set up around the triangle. But, yeah, down bot and Ryu. Taking a bit of damage here. Looks like Jackie with another round up in the Mystic Snake in a couple of seconds. Can they get the Vortex drag back? Jackie still... No, it's not enough damage now. He's overstepped the mark. Jackie really wanted that kill on the Centaur. Well, there's the combination I was speaking about. Zenki and Storm Spirit getting involved early there to be able to protect the Centaur.
Yeah, small misplay there from Jackie. He didn't actually commit in when you had the Astral Spirit. They had the range, they had the movement speed to be able to catch him up. Pango's going to die and return, but actually, this is a decent amount of damage and creeps being lost under the tower. So obviously it sucks that your Deuce is going down, but the supports have enabled him. Just look at this. Q, he's on this stack train again.
Yeah, that's actually no joke of the damage mid. They force Glyph, Catapult still alive. That's going to be about half the health pool of that tier 1 tower getting claimed already. But top lane, Bob, would you see the aggressiveness that's looking to come through from the Storm Spirit early? Masteros, is the sprint enough? It's not. Only 1 point in it, unfortunately, but it does show a couple of heroes top. But it's actually the Stampede and now the double supports mid from Southbuild that bring down Fearless. So the rotations from Southbuild Esports, they're getting them a couple early kills.
Getting a little bit too confident at the start of the game, Fearless. You know, he had a very good laning stage, but those deaths coming for no real reason, to be honest. And, you know, you feel like you can be a bit more confident when Bob's not there. His rotations have been perfect, like literally pixel perfect for the mana cost. He's always been able to get away or just get the kill in. Just wondering if Fearless might have... He just respawned as the 8-minute mark came up. If the Remnant was top, could he have tried to go in and snatch that one away? Bob was waiting right there, though. To be able to pick up this invis, so this is even more important.
See, Bob's also got that Orchid queued up as well, so if you can get that at good timing. They're setting up for Jackie mid. Doesn't have any reinforcements in the area at the moment. It's actually Lion Axe that's getting dived onto the tier 1 tower down bot, but without the Stampede to be able to close the distance, he's got Boots, Windlace, and also that buffed up Astral movement speed.
He's just trying to say, look at me, guys. Tower's not important. And that's pretty good. I mean, the tower, in my opinion, is the most important thing on this map right now. He's going to end up dying eventually, but this is a 5.
That's so much space. It's so much space. He's also now to the tier 2, but I think he's not going to be healthy enough for these rotations to come out. But yeah, meanwhile, this top tower is going to get claimed, and now Radiant, I don't think they can do anything else with getting that tier 1 first, but just space.
Yeah, a little bit of a misplay with Q TPing down there. There's no way he would have been able to save him. They've taken top tower, but I feel like this was much more important for Southbuild, to be honest, to be able to take that one. Yeah, it was a lot of space, but now the Storm Spirit can look to rotate through the jungle a lot easier. If they're able to somehow take away some of these tri-camp stacks, that's going to be super important for them. I feel like Jackie's not going to be setting foot in his jungle too much longer, though.
Yeah, and we'll see if Dio can contest these or not, but it looks like Jackie, he's kind of got a wall of heroes around him that are blocking out any river infiltration movements from Southbuild at the moment.
Are there any stacks on the Dio side? There's one at the hard camp of the tri-camp area, but oh, there was just one other one made next to the tier 2 tower. So there's a little bit for this anti-mage to be able to pick up, but he is still a fair ways away from that.
Fearless. Oh, he's already used 3 remnants, so he's in trouble. Inkswell, nice use of the dodge from the Sloth at Fearless, but it's not going to matter. A bar comes in to clean up the kill.
That's going to help him on his way. I mean, he had to go into the extra points in the Perseverance because of how much Masteros was harassing him out, which means, of course, he's going to be farming a lot slower. That kill, though, brings him right back on track.
Yeah, he's still, you know, taking a look at the net worth. He's still a bit behind. That is kind of the issue, the anti-mage versus the Medusa matchup, is that, you know, Medusa doesn't need to go into this farming steroid item. You know, you've already got that split shot, even the Mystic Snake as well. So you're going to have a much greater time early on to be able to accumulate net worth over someone like the anti-mage.
He's just sitting up in these trees right now. Not sure why. I don't think the lane's going to be pushing out to you anytime soon, as he does make that TP in towards bottom as the wave with the siege creep starts to push through. He's going to be just fine. And actually, could they get a kill onto a Barchi with this smoke coming through?
Someone's going to be ready for a blink away. Oh, there's the chains. And now with the counter spell, it's already taken out of effect. Q. It's just going to put him in the grave there. Make sure there's no opportunity to reset. But Slider staying up pretty far forward here. He's tanky with the itemization. Let's see if they can come over fast enough to motivate. They've gone too far from Southfield, and then they try and reset. Soulbine's out, leeching up the Slider along with the Amber Spirit, but still, Samael's Rolling Thunder does the trick, controlling up Masaros. So maybe was hoping, you did see how tanky Slider was there. Maybe was just hoping for some faster movements from bot to mid, but regardless, that's a big kill on the anti-mage at the bottom side, and then they even get the Pangolier as well.
I wonder if they even look to commit it onto this mid lane. I mean, you see Bob's only at half mana. You know that they don't have the Rolling Thunder. The Soulbind was used as well. So this mid tower at least forcing the glyph. No, actually, they've already used the glyph. Masaros is just going to go on the top side. He feels tanky enough now. He's got the raindrops, he's got the bracer, he's got the hood. He's a pretty beefy boy.
He's also got 3.6 strength gain, so it's even just going to get harder and harder to kill this Slider as the game goes on. He's got that Blink Dagger queued up as the next item. But the opposition position 3 has already got his Blink picked up here. Enryu, the most farmed hero for Southfield Esports at the moment. So we'll see how that Blink's going to come into play. Bob zipped in, but did he get the start to the fight he was looking for? Nice silence onto Masaros is going to prevent the crush follow-up. They even dropped the Earth Splitter as well, but they might lose the Storm still. Zip and Stampede gives him the space, but Ember's committing forward. Another Remnant as well. Fearless, he wants blood. He's going to dive underneath the base. The Amp with the slide, it's not enough, and now he needs to retreat away. Dodges out the Rolling Thunder. Looks like space for the tower. Man, that damage is through the roof. Max out slide with Corrosive Haze. One more should be enough from Fearless, and there we go. This is going to be so difficult now for Southfield Esports. You just see that the poke and prod they have. They need to defend this.
Fine now.
Radiant didn't commit too much either as well. They're going to be able to find the Pango and Ryu. Nice counter initiation. Bob's going to zip past the Radiant heroes though, but now with the Rolling Thunder around the choke point, is the Stone Gate going to allow them to reset the fight? They've already lost Fearless, but they will at least get a return kill on Enryu. Southfield still coming over to try and make some revenge happen. But it looks like Samael going in is going to cost him his life, and Zenki will fall as well. 3 down from Dire as they tried to successfully defend their stacks on the higher ground, but they weren't able to.
They even dropped the Sentry Ward for good measure, just to make sure that it's going to be a little bit of extra time until Abat's going to be able to take that away. He's nearly finished up his Battle Fury. He actually has it coming out to him now. So the rotation's coming through. I mean, imagine if they could snipe this this courier on the way to the anti.
Oh, that would not be good for the AM. I don't think they'll have that opportunity. Yeah. But just look at like the net worth disparity now between the one and the position 1 from either team. The fact that they took that stack, won that team fight, and it's Jackie getting involved as well with a couple of kills and assists, and he's just continuing to grow in this lead. He showed himself at the wrong time there, but that is a smoke just for the line support. I think you don't really care about that from motivators. You still have your cores farming them out.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we talk about, being tanky enough. We've got Jackie here, who's just being able to continuously farm. He's got his S and Y already, and he's just gone straight into that that Axe Scepter. It's exactly what they need.
They got the route to start, and Masaros should be able to get the extra stun. Doesn't even need it. Lion Axe with that big ulti claims the 5 times killing streak.
Yeah, it just feels like there's no real way. I always hate playing with an anti-mage, just because you feel like you're playing 4v5 at a huge disadvantage until at least, at the very best, like the 25-minute mark. He's not going to be a continuous contributor to team fights. And your map is just going to shrink further and further, and as a Deucer, you're not really worried about going to late game, right? You can outcarry almost every other core in the game. Anti-Mage is going to have his very strong timing, of course, at around the 35 or so minute mark, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to deal with how much Jackie's Deuce has been able to get. And this big stack will be enough for that Aghanim Scepter as well.
Yeah, speaking about the Aghanim Scepter, are you a fan of it as a second item here for Jackie?
Yeah, why not? I mean, I feel like there their game plan is basically don't let Jackie die, and you know, it gives you a ton of stats. It allows you to, you know, counter engage quite easily just with the use of one spell. I feel like it's very, very rare that you're going to just get 100 zeroed. And there he goes, he picks it up. Probably see the movement come through here. Lionax, he's got the smoke, he just swaps it in.
Is under attack.
So I was just seeing if he could stack in the meantime or get a little bit of extra gold, but no, they're just going to push out this extra wave. Samael reveals himself.
Slides on cooldown now for Felix. He might be in trouble. He wasn't able to dodge the hook stomp there from Enryu, and nice quick pick there from South Built.
It was, but you know, it shows like it was only 6 seconds, right? But it was a long time where they were just standing around with 3 heroes, Lionax, Masteros, and Jackie, not actually doing anything because they were just waiting for that smoke of deceit to, you know, move from the backpack, and that was enough for them to rotate through.
We're even going to see Masteros.
No.
Yeah, I wonder if they wait for the level 12 on Slaughter. That extra 5 armor reduction could be pretty impactful, especially if like a team fight breaks out as well.
Yeah. Centaur's got the blink as well, which is pretty huge. You know, if they're able to catch out, for example, the Elder Titan or the Lion, I feel like that's going to be enormous for their team fighting potential, but just constantly posturing around the Roche pit.
Oh no, not the choreo. Oh, Masteros. He's actually going to jump aggressively on the Pango, but Samael should be fine there.
Radiant structures are fortified.
And that's enough, you know, they've been able to bully them away enough. Anti-Mage has revealed himself on the bottom lane. They have no way to TP through to the tier 1 tower, so it's going to be a while until he reaches them. With that corrosive haze, it should be enough to be able to secure this for themselves.
And this is a big Roche now. It's going to really enable Motivate to take some objectives off the map, which is going to continue to limit the farm that the Anti-Mage can get.
What if they give this to Fields?
They're setting up on a bar. Masteros, he already gets the amplification off as well. Now with the double chain, sets up for the Earth Squirrel. Bye-bye Anti-Mage. Now Enryu as well. Has to stampede to reset, but Q's in with the Finger of Death. Gone goes 2 heroes on South Build. Gone goes the Roshan as well, as Jackie will pick up the Aegis. They might even be able to get Zen Key. Masteros, he knows the Grimstrokes nearby, and there's no cancel. So there's no way to TP out as Zenki. It's his demise here at the mid lane.
I love that early TP from Masteros, right? You might think, oh, they've got to really rush to take down Roshan, but he made sure he had the 3 stacks of the Bash of the Deep. He TPs a little bit earlier than the rest of his team, and that allows him to get in onto the front lines. And the rest of the team, great coordination once again, and Lionax with a perfect Earth Splitter to finish off AM.
Dire's top
It's
tower
just continuing to slow down the Anti-Mage's timings here. As well, we do see Bob's going to get a tier 2 tower.
Yeah, they're probably going to get top side as well, though. So I think right now you're fine with this if you Motivate. Like, you're not really at any sort of risk of being ratted. Whereas, you know, there is definitely, of course, the base risk when you've got a Medusa 5k net worth ahead of everyone else in the game with Aegis. So I feel like it's something that you're willing to concede for the potential of being able to go high ground.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
There's an arcane. Is there a battle going to break out around that? Storm? No.
Not even willing to zip on it, Storm, with the regen popped. He could have zipped all the way there. But he's just keeping these lanes as pushed out as possible. That deep Observer Ward is going to enable him to do that. What are they going to lose in return, though, as they're smoked up around this top side of the map? Find the center.
I think he's out of this one.
Shane lockdown.
Oh, they missed a stun. Okay, it's not going to matter. Stampede's on cooldown now.
I said they can't rat. They're still going to do their best to do it on this bottom side of the map to try and take some attention away, but you just look at the damage potential from this Anti-Mage versus the Deucer.
Bob? Oh no. Slaughter still got Blink follow-up just out of range. You see how Samael, though, they got the bash. And now he's in trouble. Masteros has already got more attacks in to set up for another bash, and Pango's just down. It's just radiant, their mobility across the map. Like Ember is so mobile, Slaughter with sprint and blink, you've got Q with the blink as well. It's just so difficult for them to rat this game for South Build. That it feels like that's their only way they can delay it, though.
Huzzah!
All right. So what's happening next? They've got complete vision that this is how they're looking to posture themselves around, eventually taking back the outpost. But you can see Masros, he's hungry. He's hunting. You know, we talk about his tankiness. He's got that blink dagger. He's got that ogre axe as well. He's going to get caught out here.
He's going to jump in here to try and burst down the Grimstroke. It's a nice burst from Lion Axe again! We'll bring down the Grimstroke, but Samael, he wants some revenge. They didn't do too much follow-up afterwards, but they're still standing the ground right now for Motivate. It's a wasted Rolling Thunder. It looks like it's time to reset, but can he get out of the Pangolin? Nice use the Swashbuckle, gets some distance. He's trying to link up with the team towards the southwestern side, but they won't connect fast enough.
Man, that was such a great slide of fist there by Fearless as well. He actually had the blink dagger coming off cooldown just after he used that slide of fist, so it was enabled them to get the kill. Again, just Fearless play coming through from Masros, going in forwards. Lion Axe is seriously impressive. Like, I don't know why he's always been kind of on like the tier 2 Thai team, you know. He is looking completely at home with this roster.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he is. And well, guess what? A DD on Jackie to go up the high ground and siege. What more could you ask for? He's almost level 20 as well, which is going to be another big talent timing for the Medusa.
He's got Satanic as well, by the way.
Yep, that is incredible farming speed that Medusa's been able to show so far this game, as and Ryu does a great job of being able to pull off this mid creep wave, so they will have to go through backdoor protection.
He's TPing back. The creeps won't see him, so they've been able to at least defend their axe, which is always useful to have, of course. And by delaying that as well, the next glyph of fortification is going to be available. It's only 10 seconds until the Aegis is reclaimed, so some good adaptation coming out here from Southfield.
Solar Crest just picked up as well from Lion Axe, so now they got that available. Nice observe ward, and once again they're going to be careful. But no, he's going to get caught. He needs help and he needs it now. Where's the counter initiation coming through from Alcode? Andrew, it's a nice hook something. Going to try and break down Lion, which they will be able to do so successfully. And Bart protected as well from the start of the fight for Motivate, but they'll get a second and controlling up Samael as well. Rolling Thunder, Swashbuckle gets a little bit of distance here on the high ground, but Motivate, fearless as they are, diving deep inside.
Wants to pop the glyph. I'm not sure how much this is going to do. It's just delaying the inevitable. No heroes are going to be alive to be able to defend it. Bob might go for the zip through just to be able to
That's gave me a bit of a heart attack there. I'm sure Bob was scared as well.
Everything was squeezing at that time, I think.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Full set of racks mid, and why not head up to the top side as well? You are... Yeah, they didn't really take any punishment there from Motivate. They still got a lot of health and a lot of mana to work with.
They used the Rolling Thunder as well, so you're not all that worried about, you know, being gone on here.
Masros. This is the crush, but you see just one slight damage with the Corrosive Haze brings Zenki's health pool down to half.
And it's only going to get worse. I mean, Fearless is going into the Desolator.
Oh no.
I did not think the lating stage would go this well for him. And this is the result, right? He didn't need to go that Maelstrom that I was talking about in the early game. That's the wrong time.
Samael?
Off cooldown.
They're gonna jump the Medusa, burn out of all the mana. Okay, Southfield. Nice way to start the fight. Fearless pops the magic move. He's gonna try and look to turn to deal with Enryu, but now with the back line, Southfield, they've gone on all the supports. They've brought down Lion. They've also brought down the Elder Titan, but they don't have the control right now for Fearless. He's gonna be able to TP out, but it looks like Mastros, that's the next target. Is the Vortex there from Bob or the damage? It's not. So Southfield, they will defend their top set of barracks here. Getting a big kill on the Medusa as well.
Yes, for sure. Just that chain lockdown. Opting to go towards the butterfly ahead of the Aghanim shard. I don't mind it, you know, but there is still a decent amount of physical damage that's getting laid in onto. Of course, being able to dodge out the Swashbuckle as well is always really nice, but wasn't enough that time around. They were able to burst him down. That Mana Void coming in clutch. Exactly.
A Radiant gonna be able to defend mid? Nice Manta dodge. Whoa.
That was a bark in that. Is that the Scardy? Yeah, he's got a full Scardy now as well. Alright. We've got a core.
We do. And it's only a 3,000 net worth lead, and Southfield really have a way to defend super creeps right now, so we should see them do an okay job. It's just, can the anti-mage, you know, is these items enough to be able to man fight the Medusa?
I honestly think he still needs one more item, and so having this double damage, of course, very effective. He's just going to try and split push as much as possible. He's got a little bit of defense coming from these defensive observer wards, but they found out the Pango.
Death to all betrayed.
Just a quick kill and Lion Axe as well. Looks like he thought he had an opportunity to maybe de-ward the area, but he's gonna get punished there. And it's just now, really, I think either team are gonna try and reset for the next minute or so, where we're gonna see now the next Roshan is the real big objective here. And I think it now comes down to what team is able to get set up with their vision around the area.
Yeah, and it should come up around the exact same time that Jackie's finished up his butterfly. He's got the Aghanim Shard queued up, but might not even need it. And again, we talked about the real way to be able to deal with a Deuce is either chain lock him down and burst him down with a crap ton of damage, or outrange him. And that Grove Bow is doing him a lot of work, just to provide that little bit of extra range, of course.
Yeah, it feels nice when you're playing a hero like Medusa and like the item for you to get is something like the Grove Bow, and you get lucky enough for the neutral as Fearless.
It's going in deep. I don't know about this one.
BKB's about to expire. Okay.
Well, there's that butterfly. And
they know the BKB's on cooldown.
They do, so I don't know about going in this deep. He's still going to be able to grab the regen rune. Wow.
Roche up in 20. With that kill on the Grimstroke, maybe Radiant can now have a numbers advantage to get some vision down around the top river area of the map.
Yeah, at minimum, I'd look to take away this outpost, just, you know, deny him a lot of this vision, a lot of this safety, this buyback TP escape net. I mean, what have they got in terms of buybacks? You got it on Bob, you got it on the Centaur, and that's it right now. Pretty close on the Pango, though.
Yeah, Grimstroke just got his as well. So we got 3 available here from Dire. And it does feel like those buybacks are going to be pretty important here for a big fighter around the river, as you know, they're going to smoke up. He might actually be in a position to pop this though.
It is.
And he does, but they find him. Nice use of the swashbuckle, just predicting where a hero would be. They smoked on top of the creeps, and the Radiant are instantly out. They're going to smoke themselves. Lion are unable to rejoin them though. Where's the vision coming to play instantly? Jump in the Grimstroke, but the Bard's gonna come through. Radiant gonna try and reset to the west inside of Bard. He blinks in aggressively. Bard, no! Where's the lockdown though? Espino's gonna get popped. Nicely done for Bob. Pulling back Jackie. Now with the Stampede, they can reset if they want to, but Henry's losing an immense amount of his health pool, just brought down for the bash. And now Southville, they're all disconnected here as the team. They're gonna Delta split away from the river, but it just allows Motivate to go back into Roche. It also allows the Lion that respawn timer to get ticking through. He's going to be up in a couple seconds here. That lockdown could be so vital for someone like a Storm. And there's the outpost come into play as well.
Oh, he's got me in.
Blinking, Bar. Nice, she's the ink spawn, but under the mana blade on cooldown, they won't have this for someone like Jackie. And they just tear him apart. Bart's got he's got a buyback to come back and help out, but I don't know if they're going to be able to do so. Jackie is currently unscathed through this fight. Bob's going to end up costing it as well, as they're now jumping Zenki. Bye. The damage is through the roof. All the minus armor. But you got to be careful.
There is no
Blink's still on cooldown, but it looks like Radiant, the eyes are on Roche.
Yeah, they're playing so carefully. I mean, Southbuilt realized how important this Roche is in the context of the game, but the fact that you had to use multiple buybacks, you're still probably going to lose the Roche. This puts them in a really bad spot. I feel like the timing potentially for them wasn't on any of their core heroes. It's on this.
Oh, Samael. That's so much minus armor. All the corrosion, Deso with the maxed out corrosive haze. He's even got the enchanted quiver as well.
Yeah.
Oof.
It's a lot of burst damage, and yeah, like I was saying, I feel like it was the Aghanim Scepter on the Grimstroke that could have potentially been the thing to turn the tide for them. You know, if you're able to get that in onto the Deucer, that's a lot of damage that you're able to, again, pump out your way, especially if you're in a really safe position defending the high ground. But now, with him going down, losing the Aegis, Deucer has the Aghanim Shard as well. It feels like an incredibly hard prospect. And then on top of that, of course, you've enabled the win condition with the Anti-Mage being one of those heroes to use the buyback.
Yeah, there is a big window of opportunity now for Radiant to be able to take this game.
how confident Jackie is in, like, okay, I'm tanky enough. He had a Blink Dagger queued up, but he switched it into a BKB. I was about to say, like, just jump in on the back lines and kill the supports.
See, what's Lion Axe got? Yeah, 4-star picked up. Is more than likely going to be another, like, utility item just to dump on Jackie.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Smoked up his south build. They don't have really good vision, unfortunately, across the map. Do they have any wards available? Where are the supports? They do not.
I know it's a very minor thing, but at the moment, Abat, he's got the Ring of Regen in his inventory instead of the buckler. With all this minus armor, I feel like that 2 armor is actually going to be pretty significant for the rest of his team.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Very much so. You'll take all you can get against the minus armor that Motivator dishing out at the moment. It's a scary, scary prospect. We see the supports getting brought down with ease. And now you're going to go up against a high ground push from Motivator.
He's desperately trying to farm up this AC just for every little bit of extra armor that he can get. Killed Fearless's Courier so that he knows he's in the area. He was just able to snag the Ancients before getting out. You're always so worried. I mean, this is the downside of having a lack of vision, right? Having to play super careful on this anti-mage. She wants to be farming as quickly as possible. If he dies, you just lose the game. So he cannot be aggressive.
Dire's bottom barracks are under attack.
He still needs a lot of gold till that AC. He's going to come back, nice slide dodge. And now Enryu's a bit of a tricky spot here. It's bring him down. He's got no buyback about. It's going to get caught out as well. The Echo Sum's going to get reduced. And now Samael, it's a great rolling thunder controlling up Mastros with the BKB. Is the magic really enough? It's not. They get the last right click, but the Stone Gaze Jackie. It's going to push back South Build. They're able to retreat back to the safety of the T4 tower, but the issue is that their barracks are still under siege from the raid boss of Jackie.
And he's level 25 as well, so that split shot modifiers could potentially be what he uses. Hell, he doesn't even have many items that are doing that. Like, there's no Skadi just yet, so he could just go the intelligence. No, still going to go with the modifiers.
Never refuse gold.
And he's even got BKB in the backpack. Like, that's just... he's got items on items this game.
Yeah. Alright, AC finally picked up here by Abat. He actually, when he TP'd back, he had a bounty rune that had just spawned, so maybe he could have got it slightly faster for him and the rest of his team, but still pretty significant timing. I mean, he's going to farm at least one more creep wave just to get that level 25 for himself. What could it be for? Probably the counterspell magic resistance, just so that you stop getting burst down by this lion. Nope. Forget me, forget my opinion. Man of
20-second Mana Void cooldown now for the Anti-Mage. We'll see how impactful that's going to be with the ultimate. You know, previously, Jackie does have 2k mana. They're actually going to go in. They're going to be so careful. Once again, you see this stone getting burnt to death now as Enryu and Feels in the backline as well. Abat has to try and reset, but the Lincoln's actually going to pop the Soulbind there.
It just seems like a slow death at this point, unfortunately, for South Build and their fans. I mean, how are you going to deal with this? Aegis Deucer still has 30 seconds left on it. That's plenty of time to be able to take out this last wave of racks.
Radiant structures are
They even pop the glyph to make sure Storm can't deal with the wave. Very nicely done. And that's going to mean that the backdoor protection, it's not going to be able to come online in time. Samael not even getting lucky enough to get the one shot. He's going to try for it again. If he misses this, like, okay. He actually got the disarm that time, but still, someone's not on South Build's side today.
Gonna try and jump at Bob, but instantly stunned up in the bash. Now can they chain lock him down? Bob gets a BKB. Now it's going to look to turn the Earth Spinner directly laid on Jackie, so he's going to be protected now with the Earth Spike as well. The Anti-Mage doesn't have a buyback. That's going to be all she wrote here with 3 heroes on South Build. They're unable to do it. They call it quits. The side of Motivate are able to take this game 1 here in a really, really strong fashion.
Yeah, really nicely done. I mean, this is what we were expecting going into this, right? Undefeated so far, not even a single game being dropped in the DPC lower division with Motivate. And again, like, I felt like laning stage went a little bit too well, particularly for the mid lane. The fact that Jackie was able to get that ancient stack steal was huge. I don't think there was enough